afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'm John.
I'm David.
Now, we were going to do a chocolate talk today,
That'd be good.
which we had mint M&Ms, but I ate way too many mint M&Ms.
Shouldn't have done that, but that's good. You're flying high now.
I'm having a good time. The sugar is starting to. So we're doing this talk today on a new project that we have running. And it kind of goes back to that Hoover Dam thing that we did with Superman, and
That was a fun one.
that was fun.
That was a good one.
Where we got to analyze how the movie industry is portraying the destruction of the Hoover Dam, and what we found is that it was pretty flipping accurate.
Yeah, man, it was. It was almost a disappointment when we talked our way through that. And we're like, oh, those idiots, those producers, oh my Lord, they're making this up for Hollywood. That wasn't the case.
That wasn't the case. They did a great job, especially Superman.
Yeah.
That was 1982, 1981, whatever year it was.
Yeah.
But anyway, the depiction was just amazing. So we're going back down that road, but instead of the failure of the Hoover Dam, we're going to look at just concrete failure in general from...
Oh, movies.
Movies.
We're going to do Wonder Woman.
Wonder Woman.
We're going to do Aquaman.
And then Justice League 2.
Oh, Justice League.
So it's all DC movies, and we're not trying to rip on DC, but
Great movies.
just Marvel is a better studio, so I don't want to make fun
Oh,
of them.
well, we'll see. We'll see.
Now what we're looking at is, I don't know if y'all do this, but anytime I'm walking down the street or watching a movie and there's concrete involved, first of all, they normally say cement when they're referring to the concrete, which just drives me absolutely crazy.
It's like calling bread flour.
Right.
You
But the other things that I notice is that in a lot of these superhero movies, when people get thrown into a concrete pavement, like you see this 2-foot deformation into the earth. And, some of this concrete pavement is like, 24 inches thick or 18 inches thick. And it's like, oh, come on, man. That is a freaking big catastrophic load to create that deformation.
Fact or fiction.
And that's what we're going to do. I'm of the mindset that it's all fiction. And David thinks he is our stress strain guy. So it makes sense.
Well, let's not get ahead of ourselves
Right.
here. I mean,
There is a possibility.
we had a preconceived notion when we did the Superman.
Yes.
And we were like, oh, boo. I mean,
What do they know?
Caca de Toro. I mean,
Those Hollywood people.
And turned out they were
Spot on.
well, maybe not spot on, but they were pretty close.
Pretty freaking close.
So we'll see what happens here, bad cop. I mean,
I am of the bad cop mentality. I am fine with that.
I'm leaning your direction right now. We'll see how it turns out.
And just to clarify, the reason why I think it's BS, and we're going to have to get into this, it's just, what I've seen from blast loading and the amount of, like I said, deformation into the concrete, into the earth, something is wrong with the picture. Now, it doesn't necessarily have to be the loads that are, the impact load. I mean, whatever the impact load is, the impact load, but the shock wave, the spalling, the shrapnel that comes out of that, something is missing from these movies. And I get it, it's Hollywood. You don't want to make too much dust, because then you won't be able to see the superheroes fighting with the villains. But something is missing, and I don't know what the BS is, but we haven't done the data yet. It's just my engineering gut, and it might be the too much chocolate with mint. My engineering gut is telling me that something is a little askew.
Well, we'll see, John. Obviously, there's two issues. There's how big is the load? I mean, is it, what's the dynamic factor? What's this, where's that? But, stress strain guy, what am I going to say? If you put less load on a very small area,
No doubt.
Then what happens then?
You have your load concentration goes up. I mean, I get it.
What if Wonder Woman's holding out her pinky and
I get it. And you have that smaller surface here, P over A.
Exactly.
The math is there, but we'll see. I'm pretty excited for this one. There's a lot of real world, I know we're talking about superheroes, but there's a lot of real world stuff that gets involved with this that I think is important for us to mention, which we will do when we get to that point, but Not too much.
Not too much. You know, part of our pillar here is education. So
Right.
if we can get something that interests kids or interests, you know, people about stuff they've seen and whatnot.
I'm 41 years old and it interests me. So.
Well, there you go. So, you know, we've done part of our job if we can get that interest up.
Yeah. So when you're watching Wonder Woman next time, and you see that end scene where Hades is throwing Wonder Woman into the concrete
No
pavement.
spoilers.
Oh shit. Can't trust me with anything. Thanks for joining us today. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Ding that bell for notifications. Go Concrete!
Beat asphalt.